Hello, I'm presenting some Qigong for the element of water. The sites that we're going to work through in the body, which I'll show you in a minute, are based on the extraordinary vessels and also on the practice of Jin Shin Juitsu, which if you're Oriental medicine practitioners you will be aware of. If not, it's absolutely fine. I'm going to take you through the form with full instructions. I would advise that you do a little bit of a warm-up of some kind, some yoga, some do-in, even some Pilates or walking before you do this particular form of Qigong. As you'll see, the first movement is quite challenging, particularly on the hip joints and the legs and the knees potentially as well. So a little bit of a warm-up, at least 10 minutes would be prescribed. Here's the sites that we're going to work through in the order that we want to know them, if you like. But first of all, I'll just show you this position, the sword hands position, which I'll mention. The middle finger and the index finger are up and the other ones are held down by the thumb. The second thing to note is that I will mention the thumbs extending. Now the hands are the main emitters of energy, chi energy, that's measurable. They emit bioelectricity more than any other part of the body, and we can focus that a bit like an acupuncture needle would by extending the thumb. So these are our pointers or needle, acupuncture needle, when we need it to focus on particular sites. So here are the sites that we need. The first one is, if you know Chinese medicine, it's on the kidney channel. It's the inside ankle and down, kidney 6. So here's the first site. So it's on the inside ankle bone and then just down a bit. And for the purposes of this practice, we don't need to be exact, but that's where we're heading in the first movement. The second site we need to be aware of is below and towards the midline, so below the collarbones and towards the midline, so around about here at the medial aspect of the collarbones. That's called Tian Tu, or celestial chimney. It's on, again, for Chinese medical practitioners. It's kidney 23, I think, 23 or 22. It's Ren 22. And the centre point of them, those 2 points, is just below, just in that little dip there. So we want to know about that site too. Next, we head for gallbladder 34. Actually, before we do that, while I'm sitting here, gallbladder 21 in Chinese medicine, if you don't know that, it's just the top of the shoulders, basically, the highest point of the horizon of the shoulders. So at some stage we'll hold that. Then let's move down the body. So we're heading for, here's the knee, the outside and down. So you might, again, Chinese medical practitioners might think that's the stomach channel, but actually we're on gallbladder 34, or Yang Spring Mound. Yang Spring Mound. Again, it doesn't matter to be exact, but it's on the outside of the lower leg, just below the kneecap. Lastly, we want the area between the shoulder blades and at the top of the spine. So if you were to just flop your hand over, then likely you would be okay. So just to show you, it's between the shoulder blades and up a bit. So in Chinese medicine, it's the around the lung shu. The lung shu. And again, there's no need to be too specific about it. Okay, so here's the Qigong for the water element then. So following your warm-up, take your stance, standing like a tree, starting position for Qigong. Your feet are parallel. Your tail is tucked under, feet are round, shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider. Breathing in the lower belly, some space in the armpits. Top of the head pointing towards the sky and chin tucked down. Just settle yourself there. particularly being aware of the feet touching the ground, the carpet, the floor. And feeling your vertical axis, the top of the head, extending ever more towards sky, as if like a plant heading for the light source above. And make your sword hands as shown earlier. Shift your weight down through one leg and really take the weight down, doesn't matter which leg, through that leg and especially the hip joint. And just a little bit forward with the other foot. But this foot is what we call insubstantial or empty. There's no weight on it. And you're just there with your big toe. Yeah, your big toe's on the ground, but nothing else. And then you head towards that inside ankle point with this hand, and the other one just tracks along the outside of the leg. So you go down like this. So you're effectively doing a single leg squat on this leg as you go, move down, and as if going right the way down through the seabed deeply to get some nourishment. Bring that up in an arc to that area that we mentioned earlier, just below the collarbones. And again, no need to be too specific. And then down, if you know the Ren channel and the kidney channel, follow them down to the foot, down into the seabed, and drawing up watery energy, deep watery nutrition to this area here. Following the out breath, following the in breath, around 6 times to each side. I'll continue giving instructions, but the great thing would be to learn these movements and then do them without the video, following your own natural rhythm of breath. You should be really feeling it in the foot that you're landed on, particularly in the hip joint and the quads. Let's gently change sides. So once again, just the toe here, landing. If you can't go right down, that's fine. And then up to the collarbones. Making the connection between that inside of the ankle point and the little dip at the front of the collarbones. Those are our 2 sites that we're linking. And then come into, once again, standing like a tree. You should be feeling a little bit achy, definitely as if you've worked, and then come to hold those up, top of the shoulder points. So just standing there for a moment, tail tucks under, top of the head to the sky. Letting the fingers just rest there. And if that's not comfortable, then just one hand and then the other. Just sending the energy. Feel the soles of the feet. On the ground. And then face the palms of the hand towards the earth, as if charging the hands up. We're going to aim now for that outside of the leg, a lower leg point that I showed earlier. We're going to create a chi field with our hands. So here we go. The palms of the hands are facing as if creating a chi field here. And once again, this can be quite challenging. Shift the weight over onto one foot, and then the knee comes up into the chi field. Okay, if you can only get it up a little bit, that's fine. Just imagine that it's coming into the chi field, or that the chi field is quite a large field. So up it comes, and then back down to earth, and that back down to earth, really important, sole of the feet, always well down. Following the in-breath, and then let the out-breath really descend you through your feet into the ground. Following the in-breath, following the out-breath. And some of you will know these moves already from the Shibashi series, the 18 stances. But there's just a slightly different emphasis. Massaging the soles of the feet deeply on the earth. Those of you who know bubbling spring, kidney 1, really feel that watery point connecting deep down, as if drawing up the deep waters of the earth and nourishing the knee. Stepping back into the starting position, facing the palms here to the earth. With the thumbs a little bit extended, our chi emitters, our chi pointers. And then as if collecting watery energy, so you could imagine you're standing in beautiful, clear, warm water, and just collecting some of that to wash up the front of you, like so, with the thumbs just a little bit extended, and as if pouring from your thumbs, from your hands, from your fingers, that watery energy into the site between the shoulder blades and up a bit that I mentioned earlier. And then coming around and doing the same again, gathering up watery energy up the front of you, up the Ren channel, those of you who know it, and then as if pouring into that area, and then up and around again. Making yourself like water, as like attracts like, attracting water, attracting the element of water. And then bringing the ankle bones close, the inner ankle bones close. Standing for a moment in this position, having a mind for the inner ankle bones. And then placing both hands on that point, the collarbones, repeating the word contentment. contentment. Taking the hands down, and we do the final movement from the 8 brocades, which some of you may recognise, which is to go up on the balls of the feet, stimulating that kidney point in the feet, and then dropping down on the heels, just to bring us back into our day. Feeling all the bones of the body, the skeletal system, just shuddering slightly, shaking slightly, slightly shaking it up. Thank you for watching.